Where's everyone else?
Where's Carol?
Hello, kind, friendly people. We are back. Now, ground rules. There shall be no more referring to Bob and his current situation as a Bob BQ. I cannot unsee those comments. I imagine Americans like barbecue, right? Rather than Bob BQ. Like, it sounds weird with the way I say it. Bob BQ. Barbecue. 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 Anyway, there will be no referring to it as that. It is way too soon. I don't know what happens to the guy. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. It is actually kind of funny, not gonna lie, but... my guy Bob. Actually, can I say one thing? This had to be a record. How long have I been watching? About 9 seconds and I'm already pausing it. I swear it looked like Bob was bitten. What happens if you consume flesh from a person that's infected? Does that create any difference? Just a little thing I picked up on. I'm not saying he was bitten. It's just like he was crying and then he was guilty about something he hasn't told them, or guilty about something from his past that we still don't know about, or he knew that it was ending. Something along those lines.
I don't know, maybe not.
Disgusting. I hope we kick your ass. People that eat other people. Oh, this is messed up, man. And someone was calling this guy attractive. Just look at him.
You know, we marked our way here so that we could find our way back after.
Oh, so that's why they marked.
So stupid, right? I mean, back to what?
But the thing is you may have marked your way back, but guess who's found that? Morgan.
It wasn't just a trap, it was going to be a choice. You join us, or feed us.
But why are you eating him already? You didn't even give him a dilemma. What, you're saying you're starving? Bro, go and eat some berries.
You know, Greg and Mike came this close to nabbing that gray-haired queen bitch who killed my mom. She drove away with the archer. Greg saw him pull away.
Whoa.
Can't wait to try her.
Holy
I like women better.
shoot.
Most of us do.
And like I said, he's eating him in front of him. Like, what the
We're going to get all of them. But for starters, you'll do just fine. I'm being a human being here. I'm talking to you.
I'm being a
You're
human
above
being.
You idiot. Okay, keep it down.
Whoa. You don't know who you freaking messed.
I've been bitten.
What did I say?
I'm tainted meat.
Oh my. Oh.
Let's just kill him now. No, we might as well be eating one of them. What the hell's gonna
No,
happen?
but he's still
We're gonna tell him we're
infected,
just
for
gonna
God's
die?
sake.
Calm the hell down. We cooked him. Everything is gonna be fine. You eating Jaden? Shut up!
How the hell is he not turned when he's been bitten? Maybe I'm mixing up different shows, aren't I? This isn't really a spoiler, but in The Last of Us, like, if you're bitten, say on your leg, compared to your neck, the time it takes to become infected is significantly faster if it's like the closer to your brain. So it could take a matter of like 15 minutes if you're bitten somewhere around here, but then it could take hours if you're bitten on your foot or something. Oh, don't tell me you're by yourself. Let's just pray that they've been frickin'... What's Bob, man? I take it that means he's gone. Oh, at least she's got a night vision. Damn. The hell? Bro, how are they that silent, hey? It's like they're tiptoeing up to them and then as soon as you're in their sight, like... Oh, they found her. They found her. Come on. Come on.
What are you doing? This is all connected. You show up.
Oh, don't.
We're being watched.
No, I
And
don't.
now 3 of us are gone.
The thing is, right, is with this guy, he's showing guilt, which to me leads me to believe that he made a decision which resulted in the harm or death or infection of other people. Which is probably him being scared, right? It was probably right at the start of this, trapped himself in this church, didn't let people in. They then tried to take refuge where they didn't and obviously died because of it. What worries me is how we react to the unknown. I've always spoken about that. When characters react negatively to something they don't understand, The product of that is what scares me. I was literally speaking to someone in the comments about Carol and her decision. That was a reaction to the unknown. That's what freaks me out.
I don't have anything to do with this. I was always alone.
What about the woman in the food bank, Gabriel?
What did you do? What did you do?
He was scared. You watched that literally is it. He was scared and he panicked.
They were looking for a safe place, a place where they felt safe, you know.
And he panicked.
But there were so many of them, and they were trying to pry the shutters and banging on the sidings.
Like, the thing is, right, is you will get people that fight and you get people that are flight. People will react differently to different situations.
Damning me to hell.
So I don't hate him for this. It's weird because immediately I don't hate him. Because I know it's a human response to be
I
scared.
buried the bones. I buried it all. The Lord sent you here to finally punish me.
No, and I don't think that's it. I think Rick will forgive him. I really do.
I always locked the doors.
There's someone outside lying in the grass.
Oh, no. Why would they just...
Get Bob inside, we'll take care of him.
Why would they just drop him off here?
Can you help me? Help me! Help me!
Just drop him off. It's just me that finds that really odd. Wait, what the frick? She just found him as well, man. Why is it always the new characters that die as well? Actually, that makes it sound like I want the older ones to die. No, but like, I don't want anyone to die.
It's an elementary school. It's close. Wow, close.
Wow, so they're going to find them. Whoa!
We all need to leave for D.C. right now.
On foot?
We fixed that damn bus ourselves.
There are a lot more of us. Carol saved your life.
Abraham!
Abraham, I need to remember his bloody name. Come on, Glenn.
If you stay just one more day and help, I'll go with you to DC. No matter what.
Oh, but then we're gonna end up getting split, aren't we? Because they're desperate to go.
And
Like,
Maggie, too. No. Grab the
no.
gear.
Abraham.
Now.
Why do I feel like Maggie and Glenn are gonna say fine?
You're not taking the boss.
Try to stop me.
Wait, hey.
For the love of God.
You stay and help us. And we will go with you. No, it's not your call.
Please, this better frickin' work out, man.
You stay. Help us.
Half a day.
Oh my days. I understand. Okay, look. I understand his frustration. I really do, and I said this in the last reaction. He came along for the purpose or the primary intention of going to Washington, right? That was his plan all along. That's what he wanted to do. He helped us do what we wanted to do. We went in the same direction. We had some sort of collective goal. It didn't work out, and then the alternative was going to Washington. We don't need this, period, right? This is just frustrating and we're all better together. Glenn is spot on. But I understand why he's reacting the way he is. It's not safe. It certainly is not. And I do not believe we will have no consequences from this. I just don't. They've marked us, they put an A outside of our building. They've dropped off Bob to our doorstep. It doesn't make sense, which leads me to believe there's some kind of plan. There's something in motion that we are unaware of and we can't control. So I understand why he's scared. I understand the threat and he wants to go. So now there's an ultimatum. So we've got 12 hours to figure this crap out, otherwise we lose Glenn and Maggie.
Why didn't you tell me?
It become all about the end.
I really regret not trusting this guy, God, here comes the frown again, like I can feel it in my head. Constant.
I know how it feels. Time you could have with him.
I'm never gonna get back.
You can't throw that away.
Do you remember how you felt?
Of course he does. And he also...
What you wanted to do?
He equally knows it consumed him, man.
You think we have a choice?
Not all of us.
Yeah, not all of us.
Just you.
She only sees red, though. All she sees is red. She will regret this, 100%, because she... Or is that supposed to mean, like... Is that a symbol, not an A? So what are we walking towards? Bit of a random shot. What am I looking at? God's sakes! Smart asses. Do you see what I mean? They're smart. Methodical. They are thought out. Because they knew we had them for numbers as well. I take it this eating the flesh hasn't done much to their bodies then.
Well, I guess you know we're here.
They're after one thing and one thing only. Bloody firefight.
And we're armed.
How's he remembered all their names?
Martin's good friend Tyrese. Carl.
How on earth has he just aced that? Unless we're one step ahead of they are, and then we just rock up
Listen, we don't know where you all are, but this isn't a big
back or
place.
something. Stupid is also a
Just
gift
stop
of God,
this
but one must
now
not
before
misuse
things
it.
get more painful than they need to be.
It's weird because, like, here's me thinking to myself, oh, we're gonna get another, like, governor level threat that lasts for a long time. I can't see these people getting out of this. If this is what I think it is, it may be a double diversion. We may even come back. I don't know. Why would they drop off Bob? Surely they went through mine. Why drop Bob off? Makes no sense.
Father, you help us wrap this up and let you walk away from this.
If you do this, I will never forgive you. Oh!
Guns on the floor.
Rick, what did I say? Double diversion.
You lowered your gun.
And what? You came into our...
Put your guns on the floor and kneel.
I've got goosebumps. You think he's gonna spare you again? I'm sorry, but the conversation we had last time about whether we should kill these people or not is gone. It's not like we're gonna eat them like they would to us, period. As long as this doesn't become about making them suffer, you
No point
know.
in begging, right?
No. Still, you could have killed us when you came in. There had to be a reason for that. We didn't want to waste the bullets.
We see a very, very
We
dark
used to
side.
help people. We saved people. You don't have to do this. We can walk away.
Oh, who does he sound like? He sounds like Bob.
I promise you.
Oh, do you now? Oh. You're all looking at it like, what have we become, you know? The brutality, like, I can understand that, but... I don't know. I'm not saying that I agree with the brutality. I'm not, because obviously I don't have to bear the weight of these decisions. I don't. So my mindset is, they probably need to die. What they've become is too dangerous and they're just going to keep hunting us. It's like the governor all over again, right? But they don't need to die brutally. So I still hold that belief, like it's not about getting back. I never believe it's about getting back. I understand how people can get to that position that they feel they need to have some kind of justice that's beyond death. But from a position of, I'm not in that scenario, I look at it like, from experience now, the risk is too high. I'm not making a decision based on, like for example, a rash decision would be this. Getting to Terminus, seeing something wrong, killing them all. Like I said, Rick wanted to, but that's where the difference in experience and the weight of the leadership and the weight of those decisions comes into play. Rick making the decision to listen to the group he's going to believe had consequences. And that's what I'm talking about, the difference between someone who doesn't lead and someone who does. They don't carry that weight. So the difference between how you make that decision in the moment, yeah, anyway, what I was trying to say is they had the personal opportunity to do what they needed to do and to completely leave and forget about it and whatever. They didn't, they come back. So then you look at it and you go, okay, clearly these people aren't safe. So now we know definitively that it's too risky to keep them alive. I think that's where this comes from. But then the brutality of it, like I said, comes from experience and what's happened and the way people have developed because of the apocalypse. I don't know what I was trying to say here, but yeah, the complexity of how different people react in this scenario. Glenn won't be brutal, and he'll look on with this with almost like, what have we become? Oh wow, it's the katana. So she isn't that sentimental, guys. She literally said last reaction that she felt like she didn't need the sword, she didn't miss it, but...
It could have been us.
Look, see what I mean? Like the brutality of that?
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, I'm gonna parallel it to like a virus. Like it will spread. it will spread and spread and spread, which is why Farmer Rick was so essential. But we can't. It's so frustrating because they can't coexist. The more you weigh up a scale
This
on
is
this...
the Lord's house. No. It's just 4 walls and a roof.
Nightmares end. They shouldn't end who you are.
Why do I think those words are going to be so powerful going forward? It doesn't feel like I've had enough time to feel fully attached to him. I don't know, I don't feel like crying, I just feel angry. One thing that I kept saying in like previous reactions is that sometimes the show feels like when you get Walker scenes, the characters almost feel a little bit like immune to it. Like not immune like legitimately, but like in terms of the plot and like characters dying, it almost like you have this like protective feeling for some reason. I don't know, because now that we get people deaths and people that are worse than walkers, it almost feels like that there's no threat, or there's less of a threat with the walkers. So when you have scenes that are literally walkers attacking people, sometimes they just don't feel that threatening. But this is just a bloody reminder. It just is a reminder. It's a reminder that, man, they will bite you if they get the chance, and it's game over. And think about Tyrese couldn't even kill walkers before, man. It does scare me as well. Like Tyrese, for example, you know how hesitant he was to have to kill people and to have to be in the position where you have to do that? He doesn't have a choice. This apocalypse will change him no matter what. That's the mental thing when you think about it. No one will not be affected or changed by this apocalypse. Nobody. Think about in real life how that would affect people. If you had to murder people every day, how would that change you? Think about that now. Bro, why are you guys gonna make barbecue? I want to say barbecue. Why are you guys gonna make comments like that knowing that he dies the episode after?
Once Eugene gets to the big brains left up there, things are gonna bounce back. This group should be there for it.
Wow.
You should be there for it. We will.
Why do I feel like some of these people are never gonna see each other again? Why, man? Really frustrates me that we're not going to see Maggie or Glenn. How long? You give me a little slice of us being back together and then you're like... strip that back away from me. Like, damn, son. Because obviously we're sticking around for... Come to Washington, the new world's going to need Rick Grimes. The new world's going to need Rick Grimes. Hell yeah, it is. As long as I keep saying is, as long as we have each other, as long as no one ends up alone, I have faith that we will always be able to be pulled back from the edge. I just do. Another example, a very, very good example of what I was just talking about. Michonne, she literally said last reaction, it felt good dropping the sword. It didn't think she needed it anymore. You know, she had people she cared about and she had a purpose and she this, that, the other. The minute that's threatened, the sword's picked up again. You know, it's almost, you don't have a choice. There's no choice in the matter. And it's how people can handle that. And can they constantly float between...
Now sitting in there.
Borderline insanity, I don't know. Why do I feel like this episode has meant so much in a poetic sense? Sausage Sizzle Lady died, eh? Yeah, he said they killed my mother. Oh, it's Daryl. Where's everyone else? Oh!
Come on out.
Oh, for what the... Okay, hello, people. You're probably wondering why I've changed my t-shirt. I don't know. We just had a mental episode. I spoke a lot. I think the reaction ended up being like an hour and like 10 minutes, I think, without me even recording this. So that's a long reaction with lots of talking. So if you didn't like that, I apologize. If you liked that, fantastic. There was lots of analysis there. My favorite thing about this episode is seeing the parallel of like, or seeing the importance of being together and how the apocalypse affects people differently and blah, 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 blah. We've spoken about this a billion times, guys. But the point I'm trying to make which I feel is the most important point. It's hard to let go. It's hard to step aside from a world that you're stuck in. There's no room for it. There will always be another threat. There will always be another problem. It's almost detrimental, I think, to try and rid yourself of that, you know, like what would we have done if there wasn't someone like Rick? What happens if we were too sympathetic? What happens if we let them survive again? It's only a matter of time before they come back and they try and kill more of us, or they do this, or they do that, or they do the other. So I think I was speaking in the reaction about practicality and not making an irrational decision to do something, but also in the same breath, once you have enough information to make a decision, then making the moral decision. Is it worth being moral? I think that's weirdly the way to put it. Like in the real world, most of the time you wouldn't have to ask yourself that. I had a little conversation with someone about morals. We're talking about blanket morality and whether it's being confused and whether like people try to explain decisions as moral when they're just people's way of thinking and beliefs and they're not actually moral decisions, stuff like that, right? There comes a point when you have to put that moral person in your pocket. That sounds horrible, and I don't know, I don't even like that I have to say that, but I think it's dishonest of me to say to you that I'm going to be here and be all good and be all honest and not make immoral decisions, and I'm going to be here, walk through this apocalypse with a smile on my face, with no blood on my hands. I think it's very dishonest for me to try and say that to you. I believe that if I was in the situation, I would probably end up somewhere similar to Rick. I don't know, is that a bad thing? I'm trying to think to myself, like, would I do these things to protect the people I care about? Would I react with anger? Would I be brutal? Would I what? Would I this? And when I think about how my mind wants to be moral and wants to be that sort of person, I think to myself, is that almost fragility? Could my mind be too exposed? Could I be too stubborn? And could I be affected worse by the apocalypse? And could I be put in a situation where, I don't know, I'm broken and I have to almost create this different person inside of me to bring out when necessary? I think that's the way I've always described it. I don't know. My point is that I can't say to you that I'm not sitting there thinking these people need to die, because that's literally what went through my brain. And I'm not saying that like as soon as we come across a new person we should kill them, because with that logic we should have killed this priest, right? That's not how it works. Like, it's all about thinking about it, not making a rash decision, and this, that, the other, and we've been over it a billion times. It's just very complicated. I can't even explain to you my thoughts on it because I haven't been in the situation, but my gut tells me if I was in the situation it wouldn't be simple up here, and it would be tough. It's not going to be easy. In fact, it's probably one of the harder things about the apocalypse. Trying to work out what goes on up here, trying to make decisions, trying to figure out how to survive when it goes against everything you believe in. Like, imagine that. Like, for example, let me just put it this way. If someone said to me, the only way I could survive till tomorrow, it was if for some reason I went and had to murder 10 pigs. If I had to go and kill 10 pigs, right? I said, that's the only way you're going to survive. I'm going to hate that. That's going to take so much up here for me to think and be like, is this the only option? Is this even an option? What am I doing? Like, it's not a snap decision. I don't think I would make a snap decision. And I don't think any of our characters are at the point of doing that yet. I think some characters have shown glimpses of being like that. Like Carol, sometimes Ricky gets to that point where he makes those decisions, but I don't think my brain's there yet. I guess my point is it's all complex. It's never going to be easy. We can all sit here in the comments, we can all sit here and watch the show and be like, yeah, I would do this. Oh yeah, that's morally wrong. There's no way I would do that. Oh yeah, these people should die. Right, I can sit here and have these beliefs. But there is no way that I can tell you that these beliefs or perspectives are accurate, are worthy of reality, are anything of even substance to a similar experience that our characters are going through. I cannot tell you that. I sit here and I speculate, and I try and empathize, and I try and think of every scenario, and I try and put myself in the shoes of the victims, of suspects, of this, of that, of the other, and it never works. Unfortunately, that's the truth. These reactions have no legitimate value whatsoever other than entertainment purposes. I believe in my heart that it would be complex, and I believe in my heart that nothing's simple. I can't remember why I started speaking about that. Just about the characters and their development and what sort of position they are and what they go through, etc, etc, etc. What else before we talk about that ending? What else? The separation, Glenn and Maggie are gone. That sucks, man. I understand their perspective, and I already spoke about that, and I do. It just sucks that we're separated again. But once again, this episode for me marks a very important point in the show of there is no settling. There is no comfortable. The minute you feel comfortable, the closer you are to uncomfortable. And that's what we've got now. Anyway, about these termites, I'll talk. People label them as termites, so I'm going to use that word. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Hello, people. Sorry about the different lighting and the darkness and the fact that, it's all set up kind of weirdly. I'm just here to clarify something, as you can tell. I was editing it and I realised that this comment I was going to make was probably going to spark a bit of controversy, so I wanted to get this across as soon as possible. I said I feel bad for them. Now, I feel like if I left that as it is, it probably would have been misunderstood. What I was trying to get across, when we had the reaction, when we saw what they went through, I think I mentioned that, like I remember saying like, oh, look what they've been through, like this is horrible. Now, I don't feel bad for them now, because they've chosen these decisions. They may have been snapped, they may have done this, but they've been given opportunities to change, right? What I was trying to get across was, most people wouldn't come down this kind of path. That's one thing to point. So that just shows you the extent of their snap, the extent to which they were broken by their experiences, which we have to consider. We have to consider, please. I feel bad for who they were, because they seemed like good people. They really did. Like, if they genuinely set up Terminus for the right reasons, and like I said in all those reactions long ago, this seems too good to be true. So if it was genuine, there's a chance that it's been run over, which is exactly what happened. It started off something as beautiful. Unfortunately, beautiful things rarely exist in this kind of world. So what I was saying, I felt bad for who they were, and I felt bad for their characters, because like in a sense, like not because of what they were doing, I think it was justified them dying because they were too much of a threat. I think they committed atrocities, so there's no denying that justice was going to come no matter what, and that it was deserved, and that they basically dug themselves their graves, right, which is the way I'm going to put it. But I feel bad for their characters before, what they had to go through, and I feel bad for the fact that that sort of thing can happen to good people. Yeah, I'm not saying they're good people now, that they were good people, and that's what I feel bad about. I wish I'd seen them before, because I feel like it would have changed everything. I feel like it would have changed a lot of people's thoughts on the process. Because I'm considering that, my eyes have like opened up to the possibility that I would have been more upset if, say, they were the characters we followed. Say that was the group that we followed and their experiences, and we saw them attack us and this and that, the other. Imagine that, right? We'd hate what they turned into, 100%. But you'd almost, when they died, you'd almost feel like they're almost putting them out of their misery, you know, because they've snapped so much, and like what they've gone through is horrid. I think that's what I was trying to say. I'll let you get back to it. I feel bad for them because of what they've gone through. I don't justify what they've done, and I don't condone any of it, and this and that and the other, and obviously they've taken a very different path, and they've been changed by this world in a very different way to we have. Right, a very different way. But I feel bad for what they had to go through, because obviously they're people, and from what it sounds like, they were good people with what they went through. What the original plan was with Terminus, they seemed like decent people, but they got broken. They got snapped. I wish I could have watched the show seeing their progression before the snap, because it would change everything. And that's what we need to all think about as perspective. And we've seen it from, they are cannibals, they're trying to kill us, that's all they are. And yes, they were cannibals, and yes, they became horrible people, and yes, it was very, very hard to empathise with them, and I don't really want to. But at the minute I start thinking to myself, but look, what did they go through? What were they like before? And I feel bad for them. I just do. But they're gone now. That's the point of the matter, and like I said in the reaction, it became a necessity. Something I wouldn't have said back in season 2 with Shane and all those situations. It's just something that, it's a development which scares me. It scares me. But anyway, I think I need to leave. No, I don't. The end of the reaction. Now we've got Daryl. Now where the hell is Carol? Are they trying to say that they're the ones in the bush? Like, do we even get any glimpse of what happened there, or what? Maybe the next episode backtracks. I don't know. Unless it's not them. The look on Daryl's face did not look good. Maybe maybe he saved people. Maybe there was a bunch of people that he saved. Maybe they caught up to the car. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get into that now. We're going to watch it now. It is now 8:30. Probably finish next reaction about 9:40, 10 o'clock. So we're going to get into it. If you enjoyed as ever, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And of course, follow the Instagram, then remember 2Ds. And leave a limit down below with the episode, the reaction, and I'll get to those thoughts as soon as humanly possible. But yeah, that's from me, guys. As ever, this has been your boy Dan. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.